So, recently went across this book called Jordan by Roland Lazenby. I think I read it maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. This is a pretty good book. It's not a book where it's just filled with a lot of salacious scandal and a lot of him screwing different women all night and doing all that. I believe that's in a book called The Jordan Rules. I'm not sure. I ain't never read that book. I'm just talking about the book Jordan by Roland Lazenby. Now, this book pretty much takes place before Jordan even was born. This goes back to the generations before him. His great-grandfather, who came up in Carolina. It talks about the background, how his grandfather was, how rigid and stern his grandfather was, how he grew up in Carolina, you know, his father, his mother, the way that their relationship played out, the family, how whatever issues may have happened in the family, deep, dark secrets, skeletons. This is more about Jordan's life, okay? As the book moves on and goes further, you start to see why Jordan is what he is. I mean, Jordan used to, at one point of his life, he was called, they called him Magic Mike. He used to look up to Magic, you know, but that was a nickname before he got Air Jordan. There was a lot of jealousy about Jordan when he came into the league. It talks about that. All-star games, people ostracizing him, people, just a lot of stuff. A lot of situations where him and Krause just they were like fire and water. I mean, fire and water. You know, one was one way, one was the other one, another way, and him and Krause just did not get along. On a team bus, he used to rag on him. He was a very, very tough teammate. It talks about how he was as a teammate. He was a competitive teammate. He was about that fire. To me, the greatest player of all times, I mean, hands down, it's just nothing. I mean, the only thing close to Jordan is Kobe Bryant. But to me, Jordan is just so far ahead that, I mean, come on, it's Michael Jordan. All right, so talks about how he was close to signing with another team when the deadline came. And they didn't like that because Jordan was the first one. See, Jordan, it's not like, you know, people think Jordan was balling and all that stuff. Jordan was balling off of his shoes. Jordan wasn't balling off his basketball paychecks when he first started. He was really underpaid. He was underpaid for years, okay? Underpaid for years. So what he did was, you know, his agent, they pretty much gave the Bulls an ultimatum and was like, hey, either you sign here, either you give us the deal or we go elsewhere. And he would have been on the team. You need to read the book and see what team he was going to join. And I mean, it's incredible. He changed the NBA with that. You know, they had to restructure everything. He was one of the guys fighting hard in the union. You know, like one of the guys that was a big deal because the league had a strike and he was, you know, big deal. Jordan was a big deal. So it talks about his struggles when I think this is where Kobe's at right now. He talks about him when he was a Wizard, his failures as a general manager, and him as that disgruntled old man player that was still a capable player, but not the Jordan that everybody else knew. That ended with that buzzard shot. I mean, with that push off Russell and that nice little shot. I mean, people remember Jordan as a Bull. They don't really go back to when he was a Wizard. So it talks about them trying to get teammates and trying to bring the band back together and stuff like that. And I mean, you got to give Jordan his props because Wizards was a bum ass team. And I think he still pushed them to go to a playoff, get to the playoffs. I mean, even though they lost or whatever, but he was an old man by then. Incredible book. Talks about his gambling, his marriage. Marriage doesn't really go too deep in this marriage, but it's a good book. It's nicely done. Out of a 10, I would give it a 9. It's just as good. No, I'd probably say 8.5. 8.5 or a 9. It's anecdotal. It all depends on if you're a Bulls fan. See, I'm a Lakers fan, so I thoroughly enjoyed Showtime. So, I mean, it depends on what you like. If you read the book, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.